Fly 5 News meteorologist Joey Sovine says the Lowcountry may experience severe weather on Friday, but it looks good for the weekend. I talked with Joey about the forecast for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. And listen to this interview later on iHeartRadio. Joey Sovine, it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Quintin.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming by.
Anytime. You know, the last time I saw you was 2 weeks ago when I was trying to run the bridge run, and it was so foggy out there, and I didn't know what was expected next.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those deals where I think for some people that may have helped them out, having the fog, because they couldn't see that there was a lot more to come going up the bridge, or may have seemed like it was never going to end. I don't know which way it was better, but yeah, you were. There were the Kenyans in the lead pack, and there was Quintin right behind him. So he wasn't far behind. Don't let him fool you. He was. What was your time?
50:51.
Is that your best yet?
No, I didn't train at all because I'm doing interviews plus 2 jobs, so I'm like I didn't train at all.
Interviews plus 2 jobs. You are a busy man. And you still were right behind the Kenyan. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I knew the route, after doing it for 15 years. So it worked out. I knew my mind and heart where to go and all that stuff. So it worked out well.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, except for the fog. It was foggy.
It was. And it was a day that it started out sunny. The sun came up and then the fog settled in about 8 o'clock, right as the race got started. So, each year's a little bit different weather-wise. And that's one people will remember for that fog that kind of settled in there.
And then when you go back to March, obviously we didn't get enough rain at all.
Yeah, it's been dry really since, we came off of December. That was one of the wettest Decembers we'd ever had. And it was like, will it ever stop rain? We had over 9 inches of rain back in December, which averages like 3. Wow. So we were super wet coming into the start of winter. And then it was like the calendar flipped into January, the year changed, and it stopped raining after that. January and February were super dry. March was dry, and then we've slipped into what we consider a moderate drought status, which basically is for farmers and are concerned around here with agriculture, and it was super dry. We've gotten some rain this month. It looks like some more is on the way later this week, so we're watching that closely.
And how does it look now, say, for Tuesday?
Yeah, as we look ahead for the rest of the week, it's big going into Easter weekend. A lot of people, and we've issued a first alert weather day here at Live 5 News, and all that is just to draw your attention that there's going to be a day with weather that's impactful. Now, how bad does it get on Friday? This is a look at some of the weather on Friday. There's going to be a storm system moving in. So it looks like a good chance of at least some heavy rainfall and maybe some strong to severe thunderstorms. That's something that we'll be keeping an eye out for. All the ingredients have to come together. You can have, it's like if you're baking a cake and you leave out one thing. Well, if you're not a very good cook like myself, you find out that one ingredient's very important. And, that's why sometimes we'll talk about, there's potential for severe weather, and then you're sitting around on a Saturday afternoon and nothing ever happens, But there are those cases where that one ingredient slips in there, and then everything kind of goes off and you get widespread thunderstorms, and some of those could be strong to severe. We've been very fortunate this year really not to have much severe weather at all. But this storm system looks like it certainly could bring that on Friday. And Friday's a big travel day. People jumpstart on their Easter weekend. So we just want to make people aware that Friday could get a little bit dicey, especially in the afternoon. Now, after that, Friday night into Saturday, Saturday looks much, much better. And we're not talking about severe weather this weekend, but it will be a little bit cooler.
What are the temperatures for this weekend?
So we're looking at about 80 degrees on Friday out ahead of this. But then on Saturday, it looks like about 70 for a high temperature. So a little cooler. We don't have many days like that to come. As we look ahead to May, you hardly get any days about 70 degrees. And then after that, you're talking June, July, August, September, maybe October. Yeah, before it starts to cool back down. So you have to enjoy the cooler days. So Saturday about 70. There may be 1 or 2 showers, but it looks pretty dry. And then Sunday for Easter Sunday, it's going to be a day kind of like today. We're starting out cool in the morning, but the clear sky. And it's going to be sunny and probably mid to upper 70s by the afternoon on Easter Sunday, which is just about perfect. But for the Easter dresses and dressing for Easter Sunday, you may have to wear a little sweater or something in the morning. But by the afternoon, it's going to be beautiful.
And going back to Friday, you say obviously potential strong storms.
Yep.
I'm thinking will tornadoes be involved with this at all?
Well, that certainly is a possibility. Anytime we're talking about severe weather and with the track of an area of low pressure like we're seeing, there may be enough dynamics involved to produce some tornadoes across the deep south. Exactly where those wind up being, is it here locally or not? It's too early to tell at this point in time, but it's not something that we can rule out. I would say winds would be the main concern, which is typical for us here, are those strong 50, 60, 70 mile per hour winds. Sure. That's a possibility. And maybe some hail as well. So that's something we'll keep an eye out for. That's why our concern is there just for mainly Friday afternoon.
Yes.
Once we get a Friday evening, we should be good to go. But Friday afternoon's that time frame.
And let me reset, because obviously I've known you for years.
Yep.
Now you're the morning new meteorologist here at Channel 5.
Yep.
When you take off your, obviously meteorologist hat, who is Joey Sovine?
Well, I'm a dad of 2 kids, and between waking up at 2:30 in the morning to come to work here and getting them after school in the afternoon and getting to spend the evenings with my wife and our 2 kids. My son's about ready to turn 2. My daughter's 4. Wow. So anybody that has young kids or been around young kids knows at that age, they demand a lot of attention. So by the time we get to 9 o'clock at night, I'm pretty tired and wind down. But yeah, that's it's an awesome time for me with young kids. It's so much fun. They're at great ages now, and so my number one thing I am after work is Mr. Dad, and it's a lot of fun.
That's so amazing. Yeah. Well, meteorologist Joey Sovine, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
You got it, buddy. Anytime. Good to see you.
Likewise.
Yeah.